Welcome to the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Sarajevo. Well, we start our adventure in the bazaars, which is the market square, the centre of the old town. This was built in the 15th century by the Ottomans, so we're going to take an adventure. We're going to see all the architecture, which I probably wouldn't have seen before, and see where the rest of the day takes us on our adventure here in Sarajevo. Well, we might as well start at the savor, which is the fountain made of brick and wood, built in 1891, and it is said that if you drink from the fountain, you're going to come back to Sarajevo again. I don't know how accurate that is, but a good place to start. And this is one of the most recognizable places in Sarajevo. Right next to where the fountain is, there is two people selling corn to feed to the pigeons. There are literally hundreds of pigeons everywhere. Where else are you going to find people that do that? Oh God. They're normally a pest, aren't they? Behind me, in the heart of the old town, is Gazi Husrev Beg's mosque. This was built in 1531, and he was the commissioner of the Ottoman Empire of Bosnia. This is a prime example of Ottoman architecture, which I'll try and show you a bit more of right now. Now, this mosque features a large dome in the middle with two smaller ones to the side. That is classic Ottoman architecture. Now, the minaret is 45 meters high, which is actually one of the largest in the region. So the mosque inside actually has an Islamic school, it has a library, it holds loads of manuscripts. Unfortunately, you're going to have to just believe me that it's got loads of intricate designs and it's all fancy inside. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing the correct clothing. You have to wear trousers and basically be covered up to go in. So you just have to believe me on that one. Well, everywhere we go, I do have to get a magnet, and Charlie has to get a magnet. So this is the magnet for the trip. It's got the fountain on, and then it's got a bridge that we'll see a little bit later on as well. So that will be filling up my fridge even more. I don't know if I've got much more room for magnets at the moment. I've been to so many places already. Well, I have deduced there are lots of ice cream places. There's lots of jewellery shops and obviously souvenir shops. There's a lot of cafes. But the one thing I just can still never get used to, and this is the thing we had in Albania when we went, is the smoking. Outside all the cafes and actually even inside, the owners of shops in that little marketplace that we were in, smoking constantly. It's a different culture. I suppose it's more acceptable here, but God, it's horrible. I hate smoking. And you sort of can't really get away from it here. Over the Miljacka River, which actually translates into English as sweetheart, we have the Latin Bridge. This was finished by the Ottomans in 1798 in its current form. It originally was a wooden structure, but it is a real tourist hotspot and it's sort of a symbol now of Sarajevo. But in 1914, this bridge and the close around area had another historical significance. On the 28th of June 1914, from this very spot, The Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophia were assassinated right next to the Latin Bridge. This was the immediate start of World War I. So to get to the real reason why World War I started, after the assassination, Austria-Hungary sent demands to Serbia, and if they didn't accept, they would invade them. Now, they accepted all of them, bar one. They wanted to investigate the assassination themselves. Now, the Austria-Hungarian representatives didn't want that, they rejected it, and therefore they invaded Serbia. And the reason why other countries got involved was because of treaties. So many countries had treaties with other countries, especially all around Europe, to defend if another was attacked. Very similar to what the UN has, NATO, that if one gets invaded, the others get involved. And that is basically what happened. They thought it would be over in months. 4 years later, millions dead. It was a brutal, brutal war. I have arrived at my apartment, so I'm going to give you a very quick show around. It's in an apartment block. A lovely lady I've just spoken to who owns it, talking about all of the history of Sarajevo, trying to explain everything. Her English was actually pretty good, but she sometimes had to use a wall to write down to re-jog her memory. But this is the bedroom with a TV, and there is a nice little balcony. There's not really a view or anything, but there is a balcony I can sit out in the morning. I would say have a coffee, but I don't like coffee. So a little balcony. Then there is a kitchen with a tiny little dining room and cooker. I don't think I'll be using this really. Ooh, nice, look, some biscuits left for me. I think they're biscuits. And then there is the shower and bathroom in here. Now this cost me for Saturday to Tuesday 153 euros, which works out at 300 Bosnian marks. Can't remember what it's called. Bam. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a little rest up. I am hot, sweaty, need to cool down, and then we're gonna go back out to see more of Sarajevo. Yes, I have got changed. It is hot and sticky here in Sarajevo. Now, my next stop to show you is the Vijećnica behind me. That is the city hall. It's got a fascinating story behind it. It was built in the late 1900s, and it exemplifies the pseudo-Moorish architecture style, which symbolizes the multiculturalism here in this city. So amazingly, this building was pretty much left untouched during World War II. But during the Bosnian War, in 1992, this building was set alight and over 2 million books were burnt in the library. Absolute travesty. And as it says here, do not forget, remember, and warn. And just my luck, there is a wedding going on inside. So I will be staying outside with these guys here. But this was fully restored in 2014, and it does weddings and it does plenty of other things to keep this building busy. But as I said, an absolute travesty. Writing, I'm not much a reader, but writing is where history lies, and that is normally the best source to learn about the past. But what can we do now? Try not to let it happen again. Now, I've got one more stop. It is the Yellow Fortress. We're gonna go there before we have some Bosnian dinner, hopefully. So we're at the top of the Žuta Tabija, or the Yellow Fortress. This lies on the southern slopes of Sarajevo, and it was certainly worth the long incline up, but it is absolutely beautiful. You see how Sarajevo is in the valley of the mountains. It is just stunning, and this is an amazing spot. Now this yellow fortress was built by the Ottomans, and it was used as fortification looking down over the city. But as soon as the Austro-Hungarians came in, it didn't have a purpose anymore. So now it is a viewpoint for all these people, especially at sunset when it is meant to be just gorgeous looking down. I think I'd have too long to wait for sunset, so we won't be staying for that, but just soak it in, soak it in. Now, if you have enjoyed this vlog so far, obviously help me out, do that like and subscribe action that all YouTubers ask. And a little teaser for the next video. I will be going, where is it? All the way up the mountains over there on the cable car. So even higher in the next video. Thinking about the fact that this isn't used as a fortification anymore, but has remained for people to look out over the city. It actually highlights the point that places like this are so important. There's so much serenity here, and it's so easy to relax. I've sat here now for a while, no rush, and you can just look out at the city. Every care in the world disappears. Well, it was nice and serene until about 30 Yanks turned up, and are now giving me a headache, so let's get out of here and get some food. Honestly, you know when Yanks have turned up because they take over the place. Well, I was walking down to get food and I got heckled by the half Americans, half Bosnians. Yes. Who are you? They wanted to be on film.
Angela, Katie.
Angie, Angela and Katie.
Yeah.
They said in an American accent though. Right.
Yes.
What's the situation? Why are you here?
So our dad, we share a mom, but my dad's here and her dad's in America.
Okay. So how long do you spend here?
2 months.
2 months. So I assume that's during your summer holidays.
Yes.
Because you're 15, 17, 17,
Yes.
right? Okay. Main question then, what is your favourite thing about Bosnia?
I like how friendly all the people are.
Yeah.
And the landscape and how there's a lot to do.
What? You say there's a lot to do, like what?
You can go up the cable cars.
Yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow.
Really? It's fun. You can travel around Bosnia, Mostar, Travnik, Zenica, Jajce, Konjic. You can just walk around the city. You can go in the Vijećnica museum.
Yeah, there's lots of history.
Yes, you can go in Esicin, BBI.
Okay, all right. And I'm looking for food. The national dish for dinner. Okay, all right. Dinner, for dinner, so evening meal is?
Ručak.
That's not what you said earlier.
No, it's called ručak.
Ručak.
Doručak, ručak I večera.
And what's that?
Večera is around like 8 o'clock. Okay, ručak is like 3, 4. And then doručak is breakfast.
Okay, well it's now current, what's the time? Look on your phone.
It is currently
6:40. It's currently 6:40 p.m.
So you're
so I'm going for dinner.
Večera.
Well, I call it dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if some people would call it tea in England. Okay, so I'm going to go for that. You're going to point me in the right direction. Yes. What would a good sweet dessert be from Bosnia? Because I've got a sweet tooth.
Hurmaštica, baklava.
Baklava.
No, don't. Tulumba.
There is a big...
Tulumba.
Okay, there is, around here, I've noticed there's a very big connection between Turkey, obviously Croatia next door to Bosnia. It is, isn't it? A lot of the same, like the Greece as well.
Yeah.
A lot of the cuisine, the Balkans sort of cuisine is pretty similar, isn't it? Well, thank you so much. You're now on my YouTube. Can you at least tell them to...
Subscribe.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, yeah, best channel.
They've never even seen it. But yeah, do it.
Hajde Bosnia.
Come to Bosnia.
Come to Bosnia. Well, I asked the girls, I want traditional Bosnian food. They have put into Google Maps. I'm now going back through the centre where we started this video, and it is heaving. It is absolutely heaving. People taking selfies and photos in front of the fountain. Oh God, there's lots of Palestine flags going up as well. This better be good. I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's like grilled meat. I think it's going to be pretty nice. There you go. All the Palestinian flags are out in force. Interesting to know their thoughts, but a lot of pro-Palestine, but I'm not getting into that because I'm not interested. The interesting thing is, it's actually getting quite smoky around here because I suppose a lot of the restaurants are actually cooking the grilled, can't remember how you pronounce it. I will tell you in a minute how I pronounce it. But it's actually quite smoky where there's so many places all cooking the same thing. So dinner time has arrived and I've come to Zelios 2. This is cevapi, and it literally came out within a couple of minutes. It feels almost fast food, like we would have a kebab, but this is basically all they are serving. The cost was 12 BAM, I think they call it BAM, their local currency, which works out about just over £5. Plus I got a Coke as well. So it is basically, there's some cream cheese if I want cream cheese. It is a soft pita style bread, but it looks so much better than pita. With the mince, very similar to a kofta. Oh. That's got the incredible barbecue taste. When I say barbecue taste, I mean the char grilled and let's try it with some of the bread. Oh, just look how fluffy it is. Hang on, get my eyes out. Look how fluffy it is. That's incredible. Let's have this. Let's get some onions in. I don't normally do onions, but should we do some cream cheese? Let's do some cream cheese as well. Let's give it a try. Wow. I'm not normally a fan of cream cheese, unless it's in a cheesecake or something. But that complements with the bread, the meat, the onions, then the cream cheese. It's all mixture of flavours that just combine really well. Actually, the cream cheese just sweetens it slightly, makes it creamy. This, for the price, is definitely a winner. Well, as you can see, I absolutely devoured that. I am stuffed. Cream cheese, the actual food, plus a Coke, £7.63 or 17.50 BAM. I might get some ice cream and then take a stroll back. Well, I got myself some chocolate-filled and covered donuts for dessert. But thank you so much for joining me on today's trip. I never thought Sarajevo was anything like this. It is an awesome place and I've still got so much more to explore in the next 2 vlogs. So stick around. As the girl said earlier, make sure you like and subscribe and I will catch you next time.